Hello there and welcome back. We continue with our series, chicken series, and in this episode, we're gonna celebrate. Actually, it is celebration times. Come on, da 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 da. Yeah, woo. So, if you know the song, uh, bring your good times and your laughter as well as we celebrate the wisdom of the Luyia people as preserved within the essence of these chicken inspired proverbs, which later on made the chicken being one of the harbingers of timeless wisdom among the Luyia people. So, kama kawaida, sit back, relax, and please watch the video till the end. That said, let's get in. Remember, in this episode, we have three parts. The first part is about the proverbs, then we have a riddle, and eventually we shall conclude by looking at an idiom. So the chicken has inspired both among the Luyia, both the proverbs, the riddle, and an idiom. Back in the days or during these days of these proverbs formulating, chicken were reared in a free range. This is whereby chickens are normally left to roam around in search of foods instead of being confined at a particular place. So chicken were left to move around in search of food, and by doing so, they actually ate almost everything and anything. So by their going around or going about their lives used to inspire a lot. So the first proverb uh, says, "No londa singoho iria swahairia, no londa singoho iria swahairia." If you scrutinize what the chicken eats, you cannot eat the chicken meat. The lesson here is that avoid being petty, avoid focusing much on matters that are of less or little important in life. Just like focusing on the food that the chicken ate rather than looking at the bigger picture, the very delicious meat of the chicken. So don't focus on the food that the chicken ate, focus on the importance of the meat, the chicken meat. Okay. The next one is amoya ke ingoho nyanga kahayale. Amoya ke ingoho nyanga kahayale. The chicken feathers shall one day prosecute a case court. This happened this way. Back in the days, when the chicken went missing, a search would be conducted in the village, and whoever was found preparing the chicken would be required to produce the feathers of the feathers of the chicken that they slaughtered, so that the owner or the person whose chicken is missing would confirm from the feathers whether it is theirs or not. The other method, the roosters, these are cocks, were the main target for the thieves. A thief will always look for the good thing, and in this case, the rooster fit here. So a thief would always target the rooster. So the feathers from the rooster's wing, three from both wings, were normally plucked, and the tails. These feathers were normally stored under the eaves of the hut. This part of the roof that overruns the wall, whereby people normally paint their head before entering the house. We call it sitafu. So these feathers were kept here in case that the chicken that these feathers were plucked from goes missing. The owner would move around with these feathers that they saved under the eaves. So when you found again preparing the chicken, you will have to produce the feathers from that you unplucked. Manually is unplucking, that you unplucked from the chicken that you are preparing, so that the owner can compare the two, those that were saved on the eaves, under the eaves, and those that were found to have been plucked from the chicken, because those that grows later are the carbon copy of those that were normally saved under the eaves. So the lesson here is the importance of having evidence when prosecuting a case. Okay, amoya kingo hunyanga kahayale. The feathers of the chicken one day shall prosecute a case court. Lesson: always arm yourself with evidence so as to prosecute your case successfully. Still on the feathers, there is here we have a song, a traditional song, which talks about the same, which talks about these chicken feathers, and Vincent enjoyed the song. So let's get back to our proverbs, and the next one says, Ingohoye ya kiromonwa. The chicken scratches itself using its own beak. Ingohoye ya kiromonwa. The chicken scratches itself using its own beak. The lesson here is that always live within your mean. Okay, never admire what you can't afford. Always live within your mean. Ishi kulingana na uwezo wako. Okay, next proverb says, Tidayo tsiviris tide hiromunyungo ndala. Two roosters cannot be cooked in the same pot. Back in the days again, the days when the Luyia people were being guided by the taboos, and one of the taboo said that two roosters should not be cooked in the same pot. So the meaning here is that in a kingdom there can only be one center of power. In a kingdom there can only be one ruler, one king, one chief at a particular or at a given time. Ingohoya really ungu, the chicken fears an eagle. The lesson here is that in life, always be cautious so as to avoid trouble, especially when faced with a more superior challenger. Mwanangoho osakula hualia. The chicken has to scratch or dig the ground so as to get food. The lesson here, one must work so as to get food. Ingoho isakulira ivota. The chicken that scratches the earth never goes hungry. So the lesson here, one has to work so as to get food. This one in the previous, this proverb and the previous one are more or less the same. Ingoho isakulira bana bayo. The chicken digs the ground so as to feed its own young ones, its own chicks. So the lesson here, you have at least to work so as to feed your kids. Next one, simunyusi zakulira nyina. A chick can't dig so as to feed the mother or the hen. Here the message is that the children can't be able to feed their parents, at least when they are at a tender age. Okay, so this message, this proverb actually emphasizes the lesson in the previous one. The previous one was that ingoho is akulira bana bayo. The chicken digs the ground so as to feed the child, and this one says chicks can't feed the hen. Okay, so children can't actually provide for the parents, especially while still at the tender age. Sioveresia lehanga overesia and the ingoho. Whatever you give to the guinea fowl, give it to the chicken as well. Guinea fowl are wild birds and chicken domesticated one. So the lesson here, whatever the good things that you does outside, remember to do the same at home. Remember to do the same for your own people. That is the lesson here. And the lesson here is more or less the same as the English saying which says charity begins at home. Okay, we move to the next proverb, which says no sahayali simba sahayan and the ingoho. When you rebuke the mongoose for attacking your chicken, remember to do the same to your chicken. Okay, this free range method of rearing chicken normally roams far away from home. Even they reaches where the mongoose live, so they are normally attacked. So as you rebuke the mongoose for attacking your chicken, also ask your chicken, why did you go far away there? Okay, so the lesson here is that when you castigate an invader for attacking their victim, also advise the victim. Okay, because the attack may be as a result of provocation. Maybe the victim provoked the attack. So as you castigate the attacker, the molester, also advise the victim as well. Next, the proverb says, the chicken ran with the fellow chicken's intestines. This normally happened when there was an outbreak, a disease outbreak of the chicken, whereby chicken normally dies in large number. And in this situation, nobody bothers to prepare the intestines, so these intestines are normally thrown. And by throwing, and chicken normally moves around, you will see chickens running with these intestines that are have been thrown. Okay, and when the chicken runs with these intestines of a dead chicken, it doesn't remember that maybe the following day its own intestine would undergo the same. Okay, So the lesson here is that when at fault, or people at fault, uh, should not uh, ridicule one another. Okay, when you are doing the bad thing, don't ridicule your or another person who does the same thing that you do. Okay, and the message here is more or less the same as the message in the Bible, the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verses 3 to 5, whereby a log and a speck has to be removed from the eyes. Actually, it says that before you, or remove the log in your eyes before you remove a speck in your colleague's eye. Waiting hoti water wala toha or wala mita bule. Waiting hoti water wala toha nomba wala mito bule. Where the chicken feeds, do not throw millets. The lesson here is that never reveal your secret at a crowded place. Next one, si conociera inkoho vabeera or vabatira mofunihi. When the cover basket kills the chicken, it's the coverer who is blamed. The lesson here, people tend to look for scapegoats whenever they are found in troubles. Next, ladies and gentlemen, when miseve tsaholiohana moka. Actually, miseve is a kind of spirits. So when miseve is someone who is normally possessed with these spirits, and these spirits sends people to pray a lot. They pray a lot. Okay, so when miseve tsaholioha namoka actually is a rooster normally crows early in the morning when the misave possessed person is still awake. Okay, the lesson here is that when you have a duty to perform, never mind about the time. You can work till late, or you can wake up very early in the morning to accomplish your work. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, muhana walie ingoho yali mulala, or walie ingoho yali mulala. The lady that ate the chicken was one, or whoever ate the chicken was one. This happened way back before women were allowed to eat chicken among the Luyia people. And what happened is that in a certain village, the name withheld, in a certain village, a lady ate the chicken in secrecy, but she was later on known to have eaten the chicken. So the word went around, and men avoided marrying women from that particular village. So after sometimes, these ladies, and they were very beautiful, very, very beautiful. So this lady came out asking men, please marry us. Whoever ate the chicken was only one. Why are you victimizing us? Please marry us. So from that, this proverb was formulated. And the lesson in this proverb is that avoid blanket condemnation. A mistake done by a single person should not be placed to the whole community. So that is all for the proverbs. Now we move to a riddle, and a riddle can be defined as a puzzle that presents a question to be solved through creative and critical thinking. A puzzle can be defined as a riddle can be defined as a puzzle that presents a question to be solved through creative and critical thinking, or you can just simply define it as a word puzzle. A riddle is a word puzzle. So a riddle among the Luya is called Munai. Munai. And or to do Munai, or to do the riddles, you have to be in two parts. We have, just like in any debate where we have a proponent and the opponents, same to the riddle, you have to be in two parts, a riddler and the solver. Can be one solver or can be many. Solvers can be one or many. So a riddler poses the question or a riddle like this: Munai, and the solver's answers Kuite. So to say Munai is like saying take a riddle. Munai, take a riddle. And the solvers Kuite, we take it, or I take it. And then a riddle poses the, or you can make it interesting by placing there a question which this question is normally optional. Some people avoid it, but others, so as to make the riddles more interesting, they include this question, and this question goes like this: Kuiten and the sea, what do you take it with? And the solver's answers Iswa homonwa, with the, we take it with the termites. And now the riddle poses the riddle. And this is the riddle that was inspired by the chicken among the Luyia people. It says, Inzu yange ibulaho luiki. Inzu yange ibulu. This riddle says, my house has got no door. My house has got no door. So Inzu is the house, and Luiki is the door. In some parts of the Luyia, you will hear the word inyumba yange ibulaho mulyango. And inyumba and mulyango is almost like Swahili. Nyumba, mulango. Okay? Nyumba, mulango. So, inzu yange ibulaho luiki. And the answer is libuyu. Libuyu. And libuyu is an egg. And an egg is a product of the chicken. And that is how the chicken inspired these riddle. But before we move to the idiom, let's just get a 1 minute entertainment from Apostle Kiante with this song, which also talked about Uluiki, the dog. Apostle Kiante, karibu. Enjoy the song. That is it from Apostle Kiante. One way to Busia, actually, Luiki is the door, and this word is normally used among the Luyas of Busia. And from Busia, you enter Uganda, and then you can cross over to DRC, and DRC is Zaire. Kinshasa is the capital. You have heard also Kianda has been there, and that's why he is reminding you na lobin zela ya bomoi de Yesu. So let's now move to the idiom, ladies and gentlemen. Let's now conclude with the idiom, an idiom that was inspired by the chicken among the Luyia people. And actually, the idiom can be defined as a phrase that conveys figurative meaning beyond the literal interpretation of its original words. Now, let's look at this idiom that was inspired by the chicken among the Luyia people. And the idiom says, Hweke sio mundu nomba sindu siakira ingoho ya haya huinyala. hweke sia mundu nomba sindu siakira ingoho ya haya huinyala. Okay, it says showing someone or something the reason as to why the chicken never micturates, urinates, or pees. Showing someone the reason as to why the chicken never urinates, micturates, or pees. And that is the idiom we're gonna look at. Uhwekesyo mundu nomba sindu siakira ingoho ya huinyala. So showing the person the reason as to why the chicken never urinates, micturates, or pees. This means to subdue someone or something, to overcome someone or something, to conquer someone or something, or to bring to control something or someone. So to show someone the reason as to why the chicken never urinates is actually to subdue, to conquer, to overcome, or to bring to control. There is a I don't know if I should say this or I should just leave it. There is an EPL game sometimes back played at Old Trafford. It was Manchester United versus Arsenal, and the game ended 8-2 in favor of the home team, which was United. From that game, hey, Arsenal fans, don't come. Arsenal fans, don't come for me. You know, in Kenya right now we have a curriculum-based or competency-based curriculum, and it insists that we teach both theory and practical. Now, I have talked a lot. Now, just please allow me to go to the pitch and show you these things practically, or demonstrates what actually to subdue means, what exactly to overcome, okay, to bring to control, okay, to conquer means. So this match at Old Trafford ended 8-2 in favor of the home team, which was Manchester United. And from that game, now we can conclude that in that game, Manchester actually showed Arsenal the reason as to why the chicken never pees, never urinates, never micturates. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's video. Thank you for watching to this point. Chicken series continues, and for In Time River Production, my name is Ruben. We meet in the next video. Take care.